Lolita Holloway and Nell Carter. I came to love both of these women. So, how did I meet them? And how did they meet me? Well, remember I told you about Don't Bother Me, I Can't Cope in Chicago. That Annette Carroll had done a whole new show, different from the Broadway show in Chicago. Well, I get to Chicago and had all these songs to sing. I originally had about, 13 or 14 songs. And I'm smoking, and there was no way I was going to get through all of this. So one day, this lady was on the stage, and she was going over her song, and her voice was amazing. So I go over to Danny, and I said, how many songs is she singing in the show? He said, 1. I said, what? 1? I said, Danny, look, there is no way I can do all these songs. I can't do them. He said, well, you're going to have to talk to Annette Carroll about that. Well, you know. And so I go to Annette. I said, look, Annette, this girl is amazing. She has an amazing voice. I would like to give her at least 3 or 4 of my songs. Are you sure you want to do that, darling? I said, well, she's only got 1 song. And I said, and I can't make it through singing all these songs. There was like 14 or something like that. So she said, well, it's up to you. So I decided to give this woman 4 of my songs. And her name was Lolita Holloway. That girl, Lord have mercy. Fresh out of the church, honey. She hadn't even started recording yet. Oh my God. That voice was amazing. So basically what I did was make her my co-star. But that was okay. The thoughts of this woman in this show with 1 song, and I'm sitting up there with about 13 or 14 songs. It was ridiculous. And don't forget, I'm smoking now. There was just no way this was going to happen. So Lolita was happy about that and everything. Now, you know, it's funny when people talk about Vivian, sometimes it's difficult to follow you on stage. I wouldn't want to follow you on stage. Well, I do go on stage with the intent to kill. I mean, I work very hard. I get into my lyrics and I give the best damn performance I can give. So, you know, listen, I understand when somebody says that. But child, honey, that happened to me. Woo! One of the songs I gave Lolita was Fighting for Pharaoh. Gospel song, straight up gospel. Lolita, fresh out of church, has no theater decorum whatsoever, right? She don't know about all that. She's out of church. Baby Lolita would get up and sing that Fighting for Pharaoh and tear that place up. And then, just like they do in church, I told you she didn't have any theater decorum, she would run out into the wing, around, and make an entrance on the other side. Just like they do in church, running around the church when they get happy. And the audience going wild, wild, wild. Now, I had to follow this with Universe in Mourning. Universe in Mourning was like a commentary on the planet. And sung a cappella. I would wait for the applause to try and die down. Then I would, nope, don't go out there yet. They still applauding strong. Maybe I'll attempt to go now. Nope, not yet, not yet. And finally, I would just go walk on out there. And I still had to stand in that amazing applause that she got every show. Every show. This woman was unbelievable. Just raw talent. So we became very good friends. She was very happy that I had given her, you know, some of my songs and stuff like that. And it didn't take anything away from me. That's what I'm telling you. When you are secure in what you have to offer and what God has given you, and if you can back up your shit, you know, you can say you great and all this, but then you got to go out on that stage and deliver it. Can you do that? I could. So me giving her or sharing the billing with her, that didn't cost me anything. And I made a friend. And yes, she was absolutely awesome. But we were totally two different kinds of singers. Totally. So when the reviews came out, I got great reviews and she got great reviews. Didn't mess with me at all. All right. So at some point, Lolita left. She left actually the show before I did. And who should come in next? Miss Nell Carter. I can't imitate her. Miss Nell Carter. Nell Carter. She replaced Loletta Holloway. That's where I met Nell. In Don't Bother Me, I Can't Cope in Chicago. She came in there, whole different kind of delivery than Lolita. She's funny as hell, as you all know. So she brought something else to the role, and we became good friends. I remember we went out one night, child. Vivian, have you ever had a Harvey Wallbanger? No, Nell, I've never had a Harvey Wallbanger. Girl, you need to try that. Baby, when that drink finished banging my wall, honey, I was on the floor puking, and she's sitting up at the bar like nothing had gone wrong. What's the matter with you, girl? You okay down there? Nell was a pistol, let me tell you. So I left her there and went on back to New York. Now let's talk about bubbling brown sugar. This is what you guys don't know who are familiar with bubbling brown sugar. Nell Carter was the original gospel lady. When we were at the Amos Theater uptown on 86th Street, when we first started out, she was the original gospel lady. Yes, she was. Okay, now you're saying, well, wait a minute. What happened to Nell Carter? Well, her big song in the show was His Eyes on the Sparrow. Remember, that's the one I wanted to sing. Her big song was His Eyes on the Sparrow. That was the big song for that particular role. And so in rehearsal, we're going over it. Danny was there, you know, playing the piano and everything. And the song was long. It was way too long. So Danny said, you know what? We got to cut some of this. What? This is Nell. What? No, you're not cutting this song. Not, they weren't going to cut the song. They were just going to cut some of the verses. She got mad and she stormed out. Just left rehearsal. And then that night, about 1 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night, she calls me, Vivian. So what did they take out of the song? I said, Nell, if you had just stayed, they only took out like 4 verses. I said, Nell, come on in tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be fine. All right. So Nell comes in the next day, the rehearsal, and I think the stage manager talked to her, and so everything was okay. Baby, about 2 or 3 days later, Danny and a few other people decided that the song was still too long. Lord, child, Miss Nell had a fit because now they going to cut some more verses. And what did she do? She stormed out again. I said, oh my God. But this time, they wouldn't let her come back. So we ended up, I don't remember the lady's name, we ended up with another gospel singer. But you know what? Oh, that's a moot point. Why? Because, honey, Nell went on to win a Tony for her role in Ain't Misbehaving. And then she got Gimme a Break. So who's the hell talking about the gospel lady in Bubbling Brown Sugar? Nell had a great career. I was happy to know her and sad when she passed. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it about Loletta Holloway and Nell Carter. Loletta, of course, went on to be the disco queen of the 80s. Made fabulous records, Love Sensation and a bunch. All the guys were dancing to her music. Oh my God. She was big in all the clubs. So they both went on to have such great careers. And I'm so happy to have known them. I just wanted to share that with you.